Alright everyone, so welcome back to the channel. Another day, another video. Today I'm going to go through my top 3 favorite antiques that I own. I will be giving an honorary mention to the slot machine that is located in my kitchen. This slot machine, diamond-sided slot machine for a 10-cent slot machine, is one of my favorite pieces, but I will be saving this for another video. We'll talk about the history on this piece, as well as where did I get it from, how did I acquire it, kind of a little bit about the background on the slot machine itself. Have I ever won the jackpot, as well as, you know, does it work, is it playable, and what else I might know about that slot machine. So this is my honorary mention for this video. However, in this video I'll go through 3 of my other antiques that I do thoroughly enjoy. These are antiques that came from a variety of sources, and it really kind of gave me a love and passion for this business. Now, one thing I will say is that they all didn't come from the same exact place, and they all vary in prices, and they aren't my most expensive or sought-after antiques that I own. They're simply the ones that mean the most to me, sentimental value. So join me. Let's see what we have, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. My first antique that I thoroughly enjoy, and this was something that was sitting up here. If you guys don't remember, this is not the antique, but this is a nice J.A. Sights out of Easton, Pennsylvania bottle. Blob top style in your aqua blue. I picked this up at an auction not too long ago. Sights bottles are really hot around here and really sought after. I decided to keep that rather than sell that. I will eventually clean up the rest up here. But these 2 bottles right here have been up there for a quite long time, and these came from my dad's collection. These are really, this is also a really nice thing. I believe my mom made that when she did glass blowing. I'm almost completely positive she did that. She used to do glass blowing. And here is a very nice Standard Oil Company oil bottle with the funnel. I don't know if these funnels are the original ones. These came out of the actual Standard Oil Company, Indiana. I believe this company was also owned by Rockefeller, if I'm not mistaken. Surprisingly, these bottles have been up here for a very long time, and I did not know how valuable they were. And as you can see, all the different residue from bird stuff, as well as bird nests. There was a wasp nest next to that latch. There's a bird's nest still back there. So these have definitely been rained on with a lot of bird fun. There are a couple. That's a stink bug and that's a wasp. I did not know how valuable these things were. Online, they range in price. It all depends on if you had the funnel, and like I said, I don't know if these are original. These have just definitely been one of my favorite pieces I've ever had, because whenever I come into this building, I always see these, and I always look at them, and I never really sit down and actually looked at them and research them in terms of what their value is. They do fluctuate in price. Sometimes they sell for $30. They can sell upwards of $200. There are some that are listed right now, I think, for $300 or $400. If you have the crate as well, they definitely add value. But like I said, not my most prized possession in terms of value is going to be in this video. But I always love the old oil stuff. It is something I'm really, a big fan of. I don't own any oils or petroleum signs. And I think one of the big grails to ever find, if I ever do find one and can get one at an affordable price, would definitely be a gas station sign from the 50s or 60s. Most likely, if I had to choose one, I don't know which one I would choose. Maybe Texaco or Gulf. I just remember always coming to Pennsylvania as a kid to go flea markets. There was a Texaco, I believe it was Texaco in Forks Township, which I drove through. Right now, I believe it's now a Sunoco or an Exxon. And I always remember seeing that Texaco sign up front. And it was kind of something I really do remember from oil and gas business. So, Standard Oil Company, very nice bottles, embossed. Some do have paper labeling on this. These do not. And like I said, don't know if they're the original funnels. But in my top 3, most definitely are these 2 pieces. Next, we have this beautiful East North Street sign in cast aluminum. I will be taking this down. Talk a little bit about this, as this area seems to be flickering with the lighting situation. All right, I hope this setup's a little bit better. If it's focusing, I think it is focusing. Very nice piece here. Now, if you guys are curious about how nice my workbench is and how to get that way, I did post a ASMR titled video on workbench clearing of, I think, 5 years of junk that I had on this bench, and it's still clean to today. But we're talking about signs here. This is a street sign. This is the individual street sign of a local street. This isn't Stockertown, however, it is Nazareth, and it's Nazareth right here. It is placard on. This is in cast aluminum. And one thing I'll talk about this piece and why I do love it a lot, and it's one of my prized possession, has nothing to do with the street itself or the town, but I picked this up at the scrapyard for $1. He had it in the aluminum bin to be shredded into or melted down into new aluminum. And I asked him, hey, how much do you want for that? I think scrap at the time was like 25 cents a pound. I think it weighed like 2 or 3 pounds. And he said, you know, just give me $1. They don't make much money whenever you do buy stuff from them, but they try to double their money in that sort of way. Being someone who often brings metal to the scrapyard, they sometimes will give you a better deal. Or if you ask, they will save stuff for you. So this is a really cool piece. I do come across street signs just like this at auctions, and sometimes municipal auctions in itself will sell street signs or street lights. However, this one I grabbed from the scrapyard. It does mean a lot to me because it's one of those things that I knew this was going to be shredded, it was going to be melted down. It's a piece of history, and I like to save that kind of stuff on my channel, and this is definitely one great piece. I would like to say this is probably from the 30s or 40s. That is my best bet. I don't think it's a reproduction. It is really, really heavy. Just by looking at the screws on the top, they've definitely seen their days of wear. They are not even or even close to put in even amounts, such as, you know, half an inch away from each other. They really aren't manufactured to perfection. But really a really nice piece. I do like this piece. I wish I had a Stockertown sign. Seeing that I'm from Stockertown now. I wish I did have a Stockertown sign. I don't think it'd ever be possible to really find antique Stockertown stuff because Stockertown really isn't a big city and they don't really have that many streets. So very, very cool here. Just kind of a great memory to have because, you know, you never know when you're going to find this stuff. As someone who does scrap and reselling and auctions and stuff like that, whenever you can get something from a crazy place, it's always fun to pick it up. So very cool sign, cast aluminum, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, street sign. I would value this probably about $60 to $80 if I was to sell it online. Last piece of this video, as you guys see, I also have my indoor sign for the holiday season. And this is by far, I should have cleaned it up, this is by far my favorite piece that I own. The history on this piece is it came from the flea market that I sell at every single week during the summer. All right, I did not clean this. I definitely could use some cleaning. I think I've had a lot of sawdust and squirrel dust everywhere, but does clean up well. All right, now this is, I believe, a 1950s made by Eagle Toys, kind of a hockey game. Well, my dad purchased this for me. It was my first probably expensive piece that I ever bought from a flea market, and I had to be, I don't know, 8 years old, 10 years old when I got it. It was not really cheap at the time. I think my dad paid $60 or $80 for it, maybe $40. I don't remember, $40 to $80 for it. So it definitely was something like I finally got myself something that's really cool, very interesting. At the same time, I always wanted bubble hockey as a kid. Bubble hockey was really, really popular when I was a kid. However, to be able to purchase it, you would have to pretty much buy one that was used commercially, such as one at a restaurant or an arcade. And they were upwards of $1,000, $1,500, and you know, my family wasn't big on sports. My brother wasn't a huge sports guy either. So to find time to kind of play someone in bubble hockey as well and consistently play someone in bubble hockey, it really didn't make sense. So when I first saw this, I was like, wow, that's kind of like bubble hockey. And it kind of is, all right? Now, this is definitely a better piece than most of these. I could probably use some greasing. This is definitely a better piece than most of them. I do come across hockey setups like this hockey toys like this at auctions quite often. However, they're always plastic, all right? They're always plastic. So yeah, this is probably 50s. I don't know if you'd really consider that vintage or antique. Generally, anything that's really in metal or tin like this, I just like to call antiques. I know it's not forteed in the antique world as being a true antique, but that's kind of how I call it. I probably should definitely clean it up for the video. However, this is how it is. It's very, very simple. Your hockey goalie goes back and forth with this lever. These wooden knobs help. Oh, where's that guy go? Oh, that one could probably use some work. All right, so we'll just do this one. All right, and I don't know if you use a ball or a marble. However, we'll use a marble. Oh, there he goes. Oh, pass it to the goalie. Oh, now he's stuck. So it's not really a level surface either. And I'm sure if it was clean, probably work a little better. But you'll see I'll just rip a slapper down the rink. Pass it to that guy. I think that's the guy who's broken. Yeah, that's guy's broken, so we can't really do much there. And just like that. And I guess that would be not considered a goal because it has to go past the red line. But I think there's also supposed to be goal nets added. That's what that dot's for, and that's what that dot is for. That you would keep score on the side. I don't know if there would be a piece that went from overhang to overhang. But yeah, very, very cool piece. This definitely holds a lot of sentimental value to me. There have been times where I've been like, you know what? I'm not using this. It just sits around. It collects dust. I don't know if I want to get rid of it. However, I'm very, very happy I have kept it because it brings back a lot of good memories. And it's really the biggest memory that I would remember from flea markets as a child, aside from the ones I kind of talked about with what got me into buying and selling in my buying and selling video. So that's kind of the things that hold dear to me. These are the three pieces that kind of hold a little bit of love and passion for flea markets and antiques, and they've all come from different places. The bottles were handed down from my family. This one, obviously, I grabbed at a flea market when I was probably 8 or 10, as well as the street sign, which I grabbed when I was at the scrapyard. I also do have that honorary mention of the slot machine. I will do a video probably in the future, maybe like a Sunday anytime video or anything goes video in the future on that slot machine. A little bit about the history, how it plays, how the bells and whistles work on it. Very, very cool piece there as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll be posting a Sunday anytime video goes this week. Hopefully be able to get back to that schedule next week, depending on what everything is going on and how everything is going. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed it, smack the like button. If you guys enjoy antiques and treasure hunting, subscribe down below, and I'll catch up with you guys next time for our next adventure. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.